Attention, attention, everyone. I have something to say. Startups are cool. All right, I said it. It's true though. How do you disagree with that? Startups are cool. Often led by a bunch of rebels trying to go against the grain to do what they feel is right. Yo, I get it. I do. I still don't own a pair of dress pants, and I only wear a jacket during weddings, funerals, and during contract negotiations, which can be both like a wedding and a funeral. Being a startup can be a liberating experience, but what we've seen time and time again is that rebel without a cause attitude often sends startups speeding down a dirt road only to crash and burn into a fence post. What's up, everybody? My name is Massimo, and this is Design for Tech. Over the past 20 years, I have been fortunate enough to own and operate a design agency that only focuses on B2B technology companies. For the past 20 years, we have learned how engineers think, what investors are looking for, how technology works, and what customers expect. We have worked and been part of several startups and have seen all sides of that business. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, I'm not here to tell you how to run your startup or how to code your product. Reality is, 9 out of 10 startups don't see a profit and fail to make it past 5 years. And more times than not, it's not because of the tech. Startups often work at a very frantic pace, putting all their time and energy into the technology itself, focusing very little energy on the brand or the messaging that they should be putting forward. They jump on trends, they shoot from the hip, and make decisions with very little strategic insight. The whole company brand is fragmented, it's disjointed, it's inconsistent. This directly affects your revenue opportunities and your investment opportunities. Before you know it, nobody has any idea what it is you're marketing and who you're marketing it to. In our opinion, tech startup companies need to start thinking about the big picture sooner. They need to stop thinking locally and start thinking globally. Globally isn't about putting your product and your marketing material in 7 different languages and putting pinpoints all over the globe. Thinking globally is about knowing what it is that you do and who that you're doing it for. It's about looking more established, looking more credible, looking like you've already figured out all of your shit. Let me put this in another way. You're on vacation and you're in a new country and you're jonesing for a hamburger. Chances are there's a pretty cool little local eatery that makes the best burgers, that combines all these ingredients that defy all logic, but when they put them together and you take a bite, it's like a flavor explosion. But chances are that place looks like every other little greasy spoon. Big burger chains, on the other hand, may not have that crazy cool hip combination, but what they do have is consistency, and it's consistency that we can rely on when on vacation or wherever we are in the world. They've already figured out who their target market is and can deliver the same reliable product over and over again. One is a safe bet, one is a gamble. The bigger picture is about being confident in your product, being confident in your market, and being able to deliver that exact same experience time and time again so people can count on it. People aren't always looking for the most technologically advanced product on the market. What they're looking for is the one that has the least amount of risk associated to it. Psst, come here. Want to buy an app? It's the real thing, I promise you. Come here. No? Walk away. For the technology companies that do end up taking off, whether they've acquired some new customers or maybe received some money through some angel investors, if branding wasn't at the center of that journey, then often sales is taking off with messaging in one direction on their pitch decks, marketing is saying something different, social is saying something completely foreign, and your website often has got messaging and logos that nobody even recognizes. By trying to cater to everyone, they end up catering to nobody. Chances are your tech rocks, but business is about more than just a good product. Weird, right? Inconsistency makes your company look weak. Weak product, weak team, weak brand. How is anybody ever going to learn to trust you, your product, your brand, if every time they check in, it's saying something different? Rule of 7. 7 is the amount of times, the number of times that people need to hear about your name, hear about your brand, your product, your solution, in order to recall, in order to take action. If you keep changing your message every single time that somebody hears you, checks in, how are they ever going to get to know you? Embrace being a startup. Embrace the culture, embrace that attitude, be a badass and do something different. But just because you're a startup, it doesn't mean you actually have to look like you just started. One of the things that we do here at zfactor is help technology companies look more global. We help them gain some clarity in what it is that they're offering and who they're offering it to. Here are 5 tips that we recommend using in order to help companies look more global. Step number 1, provide a clear message. Whether it's in the form of a tagline, whether it's in the form of a campaign slogan, come up with a statement that everybody will understand what it is that you're doing and who you're doing it for. And then once you have that message in place, put it everywhere. Everywhere. Put it on your LinkedIn, put it in your email signature, put it on your website, put it in your social media. Use it everywhere and be consistent with that message. Step number 2, develop a professional brand and stick to it. Enough with the favors of trying to help other people's aspirational graphic design dreams and using what they've given you by obligation. Create something that resonates with your end user. Create it, choose fonts, choose colors, and then use that brand everywhere. Step number 3, create a voice and use it consistently. Are you going to speak about your company in the first person or in the third? Are you going to be educational? Are you going to be professional? Are you going to be formal? Are you going to be conversational? Regardless what voice you choose, make sure you stick to that voice and be consistent with how you use it. Step number 4, elevate the caliber of your collateral. Go scope out your competition, see what they're doing it, and do it better. Do it 1 times better, do it 5 times better, do it 10 times better for that matter. These days, there's absolutely no reason for you not to look like $1 million. There is no excuse for your logo to be skewed on your website and for your font there to look different than the font in your pitch decks. Everything should be consistent. Everything should look like $1 million. And number 5, be consistent. Be consistent with your brand. Be consistent with your message. Be consistent across every single touch point that your investor or your customer is going to have with your product. Whether you're a 2-person startup working out of a garage or you're a tech company that is seeing some traction, you're scaling up, you've got customers, you've got investment, looking more global will get you instant credibility with your customers and more confidence with your investors. We find from experience that the companies that embrace looking more global often become more global. They embrace this methodology, they embrace this idea of consistency, and they become better companies for their customers and better companies for their investors. My name is Massimo. Thank you for watching Design for Tech. If you like what you heard today, please hit that like button. If you want to be notified of future videos, please hit that subscribe button. And by all means, if it's something you want to hear about in the future, leave a comment now. And remember, the companies that look more global end up having less struggles and they end up having more wins. See ya! Oh, why did I do those guns? That looks so stupid.